tube where the men are men and the Democrats are nervous. Well, it is the day before D Day or B Day or whatever the hell you want to call it. So let's see if we get Jacob to be my first one as per normal that throws the 5x5 at me, and we'll go from there. So, all right, what do we got going here? As I see you guys start rolling in here, and Jacob, there he is, 5x5. Man, you got the fastest computer in the West, brother. All right, so good to see you all tonight. I hope everybody is bunkered in here, got all the last minute preps that you needed to do. So, because I'm hoping everybody's just planning on staying home and hiding tomorrow, because that's pretty much my plan. So, all right, we will go through the normal routine, do a little housekeeping, and then kind of get into the nuts and bolts of everything here. So, first one, real quick, I want to tell you guys this. For anybody running Windows 10 on your computer, do not download the latest Windows update. I did last night, and it proceeded to crash my computer to the point that I had to go out and buy a new computer. So yeah, lucky me. So this latest update that I think they rolled out on the 17th, do not install it. There's a bug in it that will kill your computer. And I finally got the thing back up and running by having to reinstall Windows, lost a whole bunch of stuff, whole 9 yards there. But so just a good tip for everybody there. All right. So if anybody has seen all the news, I just want to clear something up because this is the latest rumor running around. There have been 2,000 National Guard troops that have been deputized in Washington, D.C., and everybody's all freaking out why. It's real simple, guys. They are obviously from out of state, okay? And to be on federal property from out of state, they don't have any jurisdiction. They had to be deputized. So there's 2,000 of them who have arrest capability. That's all it is. It's nothing crazy or anything like that. So, but I've seen a lot of chatter on that all over the place today. I just kind of wanted to let you know what the reason for it is. Okay, so we kind of go through. See, moderators are in here. Jacob, obviously, you are Indiana Prepper too. What's up, brother? North Shore, good to see you, Sean. And then the rest of the gang's all in here as we're kind of crawling on along. So, okay, mods, you guys know the rules. No warnings, just a boot. And gang, as y'all have questions, let's throw them in all caps so these old tired eyes can see what we got. So we'll kind of go from there. All right, I'm going to scroll back up to the top, and we are only 2 minutes in. Not a whole lot of housekeeping today to do. So let's see if we get a good 58 minutes of Q&A here for the gang. So let's see what I can find first. Seeing a couple of you guys did some good hardcore prepping today. Good. I'm glad my hardcore prepping was getting a computer. Yippee. All right. So where are we? Scrolling on through. I have a real twinkle in my eyes tonight. Okay, I guess the lighting must be good. Either that or I'm squinting because these old eyes are tired. I've been up since 5:30 this morning because it was be at Walmart at 6:30. What else we got? TJ's in here. Hey, TJ. Canadian Cabin Girl, Mama K, see you. Who else we got rolling in here? SJ Mullen put up 70 pounds of rice. Good deal. That'll definitely get you through for a while. So we're in good shape there. Steve W., the inflation spiral timeline. That's a good question. I mean, we've already seen it in food. Okay. It was funny. Somebody had sent me a picture today of chicken breast. It was a legitimate picture that was showed on the label, $99.99 a pound. Okay, it was 1.68 pounds or something like that. It was $168.20 or whatever. Now, I gotta think that whoever was running the little ticker there kind of didn't pay attention. It was supposed to be 99 cents a pound and just hit it twice or whatever it was. Yeah, we get to the point of paying $100 a pound for chicken. Okay, then forget about inflation. We are Venezuela at that point. Uh, but what a time frame for uh, inflation. Carmen, thank you very much for the super chat. Greatly appreciated. Oh, Prepper Nation went on Tuesday nights too. Oh, okay. Uh, Timeline for inflation all depends. We'll start seeing it quick if they roll out these 1,400, now could be 2,000. I guess there's a lot of bitching back and forth amongst the Democrat Party if it's going to be a $1,400 stimulus or 2,000 on top of the 600 they already sent out. But that's going to drive stuff up. Okay, I mean, you probably look at 3 to 4% inflation just off of that. And then it depends on what reckless spending goes on. If we start getting some of these crazy spending deals, I guess Cuomo came out today, said he wants to raise the taxes on the wealthy in New York. Okay, somebody take a look at the economy and tell me this is a real good time to raise taxes. But the more taxes you take, the less money is in the economy, which drives prices up. Okay. So yeah, you're gonna probably see some steady inflation in the first 90 days of the Biden presidency, especially if he goes through all of this executive order binge that he plans in his first 10 days. I mean, the job killing, close the pipeline, then bring all the people in who are coming across in a caravan and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, I pretty much bet go take pictures at the grocery store of what you bought today and go take pictures in 3 months from now, and you're going to see a significant difference in a lot. My guess is probably at least 5% more in the first quarter. Okay, let's see. I got to scroll back here. Okay, where do we go next? Hey, Rip, good to see you too. Hadn't seen you in a little bit. G2 asking if he showered yet. I'm not going to even go into what that's all about. American Eagle Scout asking North Shore if you've seen any Chinese up there in Canada. Yeah, Sean, put something out if you have, especially if they're coming east. Mammy K, how's the job search? Yes, apologies. Good news, guys. I actually started with a new client yesterday. Okay, this started at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So that was nice. So yes, I am back amongst the employed. Thank God. So kind of go there. Where else we got here? The Watchmen, are there really ships parked off the side of the California coast? Yeah, there's ships parked off of both coasts right now. And there's also some interesting air traffic running up and down the East Coast right now, military air traffic. I kind of think it's training, but with everything that's going on right now, it seems to be an awfully odd time, the day before the inauguration, to be doing some training. You think everybody would be on alert at a lot of military bases right now, certainly not out in training exercises. What else we got going on? Oops, and we just scrolled down here. Got to go back, find where we were again. Lucky 3, what's the real estate market going to do? Outside the cities, I think you're going to see some significant hikes in prices. So if you're in the suburbs and looking to get out, you might get a little bit more. People are still buying houses right now. And I mean, Janet Yellen, the new Fed secretary, comes out and says, "Oh, interest rates are going to probably stay down for the next 10 years." Yeah, because what are you going to do? Raise taxes and hike. I mean, you can't just completely kill us. But you're going to see people move out of the cities. The cities are dying, and I mean, because they've all been run into the ground by the liberals. So you'll probably see, your $1 million apartments in New York. You're going to start being able to get those cheap if you want, but the property that you're trying to buy out in the burbs or out in the country, that's going up. I mean, I'm seeing just around me lots selling quickly, which is surprising me, and the prices are going up. So Yeah, real estate, I don't think anything's changed. Get out of the city and, before the bottom falls out on you. But if you're in the suburbs or the country, you're doing okay. Uh, Denise Bissell, FedEx to lay off 50,000 employees. I hadn't heard that. Okay, there's something to check into. Uh, Chief Jim, will real estate start to dive this year in the cities? Yeah, just kind of what I was just talking about there. But I don't see in the country. There's just too many people moving out of the cities right now. I guess Sean M is house hunting and farm hunting, so that kind of helps there. Lisa Preps, any significance of the four flags behind Trump in his recorded speech, wrinkled and trimmed in gold? If there is, I don't know. So, I mean, that's a new one on me. Canadian Cabin Girl, in a nutshell, can you explain why prices would go up just because of stimulus checks? I don't fully understand. Well, if you're talking about $2,000, per person, and that puts a lot more dollars, because remember, this money has nothing backing it. It's just printed out of thin air. Okay, so the value of the dollar is less. I think, what is it? The value of the dollar. What, I'll give you this? What you could buy for $1 today only cost you something like 60 cents in the year 2000. Okay, so there's where your inflation comes in. So now that we're going to pump more cash that has basically no value, it's reducing the spending power of your dollar, which drives prices up, because a dollar is still a dollar. But what the spending power of it is, that's where inflation comes into play. So because there's more money out there, prices go up. Or more worthless money. That's a better way to do it. Becky, good for me. I'm assuming that's on the job, so thank you very much for that. Southern Bell, same thing there. Appreciate it, guys. So a few of you guys said it in there. So yes, I'm happy. So back to I'm actually finding salespeople this time around. So that's what they got me going on doing. But hey, it's work. So it works for me. Oh, Alaska Prepper popped in. Hey, Rudy, what's going on? Good to see you in there. I'm kind of going through my typical Q&A here and scrolling through all of this because I've got to find where it goes. Because every time I go into it, it bounces to the bottom. Let's see, where are we? Southernmost Illinois, what products will get hit hardest by inflation? Food, absolutely. And then you're probably talking about consumer goods be next. So, your paper products, anything that we have a tendency to import is going to get hit harder. I mean, wood, we import a lot of our wood from Canada, and it's where paper comes from. So looking at something like that. You probably won't see it in the high ticket items like cars, just for the simple reason is until the economy gets better, people aren't going to go out and spend money on it. So, you're looking at your inflation on consumer goods and food. That would be the two places I'd watch more than anything else. SH, what do I think about the Guard being vetted and some dismissed of inaugural duties? Now, I haven't heard about anybody being dismissed. And I think the vetting is absolutely silly, okay? Because everybody got vetted when they came in and, to join the military in the first place, you're vetted then. And then you've got to keep a clean nose while you stay in. They're certainly not taking the guy who's got an Article 15 on his record or, got arrested 6 months ago for something, whatever would be even in the civilian world, and sending him on inauguration day duty. So I think that's just kind of silly. The whole thing about Steve Cohen, if you guys have heard him, okay, he's the only Democrat congressman from Tennessee. It's actually my part of my video for tomorrow morning. He's just a moron. But yeah, I haven't heard anything about, like I said, haven't heard anything about people being dismissed, but the vetting process is just a waste of time and money. And I'm sorry, you're not going to vet 25,000 people in 2 days. It's just not going to happen. Okay. Again, think logically. This is just chatter for somebody to get their 15 seconds of airtime there on the news or whatever to come up with this. It sounds like an AOC idea. I mean, it's inflate to 40 psi and you're good. Uh, CKOC. I think our own government will use the space weapon to set off the Cascadia subduction zone. Okay, I'm watching way too many science fiction movies. Let's see what else we got in here. Frank Meadows, heavy duty country. I like watching his stuff. Said he spoke with a Canadian soldier who was on vacation here, and he said Chinese troops are there and training with the Canadian military. I mean, that's very possible. Okay, I mean, we send troops to Germany. I mean, Reforger. We send troops to Germany every year to train with, in the German countryside, or at least did when I was in. So training on foreign soils is not a big deal. The China part worries me a little bit. Why would the Chinese be training with the Canadians? But, who knows? Maybe the Chinese are paying the Canadians, healthy money, and they're trying to get something going. C-Max, don't tell them to come out here to the country. Already too many city slickers out here. I know. I'm not telling them to go there. It's just that's where people are going. Where are we next? Yeah. Okay. CR saying what I mentioned earlier. Cuomo said, just put out his New York address today and said either the feds give New York money or he's going to raise the taxes. I mean, Cuomo's an idiot. Okay. In this economy, especially in New York's economy right now, and how many people are leaving the state in droves, and it's not, the poor that are leaving. Okay. It's the people with money. Let's raise some taxes. That's just going to drive them out faster. I mean, Florida's going, yeah, great. Bring them all here. No problem. We'll take the money. Never seen a Democrat who knew how to run a lemonade stand well, let alone a city or a state. Mad Shad must have just made it in here. What's up, brother? Let's see. Where else are we? Crap. Scrolled on me again, guys. Now we're going to go. Okay. Rudy, more money chasing the same amount of goods exactly results in the price of goods to go up. Exactly. And then when there's all that inflated, less worthful money because it's not worth as much, that's what's driving everything going. 22 baby girls. Do I think tomorrow will go smoothly? Yeah, probably, because there's going to be nobody there. I mean, if you've seen any of the videos, they pushed the fences way out there, a few blocks away from the inauguration, if not half a mile at this point. I mean, the only people that Biden's going to be giving any speech to is the members of Congress who are standing around and 25,000 National Guard troops. It's going to look like a parade on Red Square, okay? Because there aren't going to be any civilians in there. Now, what happens on the outside of the fence, that's going to get interesting, okay? And I would tell anybody and everybody, do not go there, okay? Do not get involved in any of this crap. And I know, like Angry Pepper wants to go check it out and everything like that, and he wants a report on it, not protest. And I just pray to God he stays safe, because it's not going to be a good scene. Sweet savory words. Now is the time to buy land south of Mexico. They'll all be coming here, cheap land, make it an autonomous zone. As funny as it is you say that, before we moved here, when we were still in Vegas and looking at where to go, I actually looked at Costa Rica and Panama. I was thinking about it back then. Sometimes I wonder if maybe I made the wrong decision, but now I'm still staying here. The way I look at it this way, this is my country. I'll be damned if somebody's chasing me out of it. So, where are we going next? All right, Denise Bissell says, correction, FedEx to lay off 6,300 in Europe after the TNT takeover. Okay. All right, now I really got to look because big difference between 6,300 and 50,000. So I guess we'll go. Voodoo Queen, is the gathering on hold or done? I'd say right now it's probably on hold. I don't know what's going to happen anywhere else because with everything that's kind of gone hell bent for leather and turned completely upside down right now, I don't know. There's a whole where we're going with it right now because nobody is listening. We may wind up ramping up real quick, but it may wind up getting a lot more active, I guess, if you will. So we'll see. Everybody's trying to figure out what's going on at the moment. Liberty Off-Road, greetings from Mooresville, North Carolina. Back at you from East Tennessee. Okay, Linda has 2 National Guard did get dismissed because of militant affiliation. Okay, which probably means they were a member of some militia or something of the sort. I mean, again, if these guys were posting stuff on Facebook or whatever that had, any sort of militant, I guess to use your word there, affiliation, that'll be enough. I mean, the military is usually pretty good about watching for that stuff. I mean, and cleaning people out. National Guard, yeah, they're going to look, but you got to remember, National Guard is not 24/7 on duty like active duty is. So there's probably not as much, and they're finding out a little bit now. But if they only found 2 out of 25,000, I mean that's hardly a news story. Cecil Sweet buffering like crazy, even stepped out and came back. I don't know. You're the only one I've heard here. It seems to be fine on my end. Okay, where are we? Okay, Gracie Quinn. What books do I recommend for finances, stock market, precious metals? I'm not going to necessarily recommend a book. I'm going to recommend a person. Look at Dave Ramsey. Okay, Dave Ramsey is probably the smartest guy out there when it comes to finances. In regards to anything. I mean, getting out of debt, how to buy a house, whatever it would be. Stock market. I'll say the same thing I told clients for years. Put your money in an S&P 500 index fund, and that's it if you want to be in the market. Okay. Do not try to play the stock market. Do not try to pick your winners and losers and everything like that. Put it in an S&P fund and just leave it alone. Okay. That's if you want to be in the stocks. Okay. I'm just saying that some people don't have the stomach for them. Trust me. I mean, watching it go from 29,000 to 18,000 last year was gut wrenching for a lot of people. And those of us who are still, I mean, me and my 401k, still putting in at 18,000. We were real happy when it came back to 29,000, but it was a real roller coaster ride in the meantime. And it's a hell of a lot cheaper to do it that way than to start trying to bounce around, play stocks, trust me. And this is coming from a guy who used to be a broker. Where else are we there? Liberty, do I reload my own ammo? No, I do not. Have never even tried. Don't know how to do it. Don't have any of the equipment. Mine is off the shelf. Dave Shaffa, what's my favorite broomstick? I'm assuming you mean boomstick. Depends on the situation. I mean, my sidearm is a CC75, but then, I mean, like everybody else, I've got a tactical shotgun, I've got a 308, I've got an AR-15. So, whatever, everyone's different, for a different situation. If I'm asleep at night, yeah, my sidearm is going to be right by my nightstand. But, I mean, the first thing I'm doing is getting going for the shotgun. My sidearm is to get me to my shotgun. That's it. Okay, Ben Affleck saying they already sent 12 home. Their phones are checked. Okay. 2 dismissed for ties to militia. Okay, North Shore said the Chinese training got canceled. Okay, so lots of back and forth on what's going on there. So I'm not sure. And like I said, I haven't heard anything. I mean, I've heard of the Chinese up there, but I haven't heard anything about any official trainings or anything. Heather Parker believes that something will happen tomorrow. Yeah, there's going to be something somewhere. I just don't think it's going to be as crazy as everybody's expecting. I mean, to the point needing 25,000 troops at Washington. Uh, but, for a simple reason is the news channels, all the YouTube channels are saying conservatives stay home, don't get involved in this, whatever would be. I saw on OANN tonight, Dave is coming out and saying, do not go. And I think a lot of us are all smart enough to know that that's just walking into fire. And then you get the other part is, if there's 25,000 people around you and you're not going to get anywhere close, what's the point? The only reason you're going to go to any of these is to cause trouble. And I think all of us are pretty much against causing trouble. We're all for protecting ourselves, but not for causing trouble. So could something happen? Yeah, there's going to be some skirmishes and stuff like that, but I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. I hope, let's not, that's one I don't want to be wrong on. Okay, where else we going in here? Rip says he did a story a while back that explained what's going on in Canada with the Canadian troops. Chinese want to learn how to fight in the mountains with heavy snow and cold weather. Okay, there's plenty of mountains with heavy snow and cold weather in China. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, think of Tibet. Nellie Thursday, do I think Trump is going to pardon anyone of significance? Or if their names we know or not. I mean, significance may, the interesting part is if anything, he tries to pardon, let alone himself. Okay. But, any of his kids or anything like that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, not going to pardon Ted Kaczynski or something like that. So I really don't know. And I mean, he's already pretty much pardoned all his political allies, if you will. So that would be it. Aaron Woods, one of my big concerns is the $15 an hour minimum wage. Your thoughts? Again, same thing we talked about before. That's inflation instantly. Okay. Not only the fact is it dumping more money, it's going to cause unemployment to go up because just as we've seen in some of these states that have done the $15 minimum wage, the first thing McDonald's did, for example, was got rid of a bunch of people and put kiosks in, okay? Because machines don't take days off, call in sick, or need health benefits. So you're going to have job loss because of that. And, you got to think of what a company does. Company can they either can cut costs or raise prices. Well, I mean, we're paying what, $5.50 for a Big Mac now? Literally, I can go have a sit-down burger and fries cheaper than I can go to McDonald's and eat it in my car. Okay, and get better tasting food. What's going to happen when a Big Mac's $9? Who's going to go to McDonald's? They're not. So, $15 an hour minimum wage is going to kill all these high school type jobs and things like that. And I mean, McDonald's, Burger King, you name it. I mean, they're not going to be able to stay afloat. And then you're talking about the grocery stores or whatever it is. Everybody else just going to raise prices. That's all it's going to happen. So it's going to cause inflation. Billy Pollard, do I see silver hitting triple digits within the next 3 to 5 years? Very possible. That's very possible. I mean, I could see silver doubling this year, easily getting over $50 this year, easily. You got to remember about silver. A lot of people are buying it right now, but silver is also a commodity that is used in so many things. I mean, again, if we're talking about the Green New Deal, silver is used huge in solar. So, they've got to get more silver somehow. I mean, it's just going to raise the price of it. The more you own, it's going to go up. Somebody want to buy it from you. Supply and demand again. KD, how long do you think before we feel the economic backlash? I think we're already feeling it just from grocery prices right now. And I don't see it getting any better anytime soon. Uh, Prices are going to continue to go up, and if prices go up 10%. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but my boss isn't going to go, "Hey, I'll pay you 10% more because the cost of chicken went up 10%." No, it's not. Doesn't work that way. All right, AP, take care. So you have to get ready for yours. So good deal. Have a good one. Thank you for stopping by, sir. Let's see where else we are. Probably all gone. There you go. KD, Dave Ramsey's very, very practical like no one else. Yeah. I still think Dave Ramsey is probably the guru. His Financial Peace University. I've probably listened to that CD 50 times over. I mean, A, it's entertaining, but B, everything in there makes sense, envelope system or whatever it is. And it helped me. I mean, it got me out of debt about 6, 7 years ago. So it was definitely worthwhile. Canadian Cabin Girl, do I think house prices will drop in the city? Again, same thing. I think they're going down in the city and up in the suburbs and the country. I think people are getting out of the city. The city's just too expensive to live and not safe anymore. Terry Cal, what about our capitals tomorrow? I'd stay away from the states as well, the state capitals. Obviously there's not 25,000 troops around the state capitals, but you're going to have some of the crazies out there, most likely BLM and Antifa out bitching because, like I said at the top of the show, the left you guys got to understand this. The radical left, okay, which BLM and Antifa are, they're not happy with Biden. They voted for him, but that's not what they want, okay? They want, somebody said earlier today that the way the radical left thinks is AOC is a centrist and Nancy Pelosi leans right. Okay, that's how far. I mean, now where are you going to put Joe Biden in there? Somewhere in between Pelosi and AOC in there. Okay, the far left is not happy, so they're still going to cause hell. Okay, that's what I said. You're going to watch the left eat themselves here in the next, probably 6 to 9 months because they're going to fight amongst themselves, and the GOP is going to sit back and tail between their legs as usual, but they're not going to have to do anything and watch the left just sit there and devour each other. Okay, what else we got? Damn it, I hate when it does that. I gotta scroll all the way over again. Rip, the Guard announced there are now currently 65,000 troops in DC. First I've heard of that one. Okay. The hell? I mean, is this the attempt to pack the inauguration so it looks like there's people there? I mean, what literally, see, 65,000 troops? What do you, one troop for every, I don't remember how many Trump have show up the inauguration, 100, 150,000. One troop for each 2 people that come at a virtual inauguration. If there's that many people there, somebody's just pissing money away. I was watching earlier on the news today. I guess all the National Guard that is there right now, the hotels are loving it because the military is putting one person in each hotel room, one troop in each hotel. So there's 25,000 hotel rooms right now that are being paid for by the military. Okay. Or in other words, our taxes. Waste money. Yeah, Jules, no one needs that many troops. It's just for show. We certainly don't need 25,000. I mean, 10. Okay, I'll give you that. It's a big area to cover. If anybody's ever been to DC, there's a lot of space to cover. But, it's what you got vehicles for. I mean, think any other place, it's like dump trucks, trash trucks, whatever it is, military vehicles, put everything around, establish a perimeter, you're good. Let's see, where else are we going? Looking for caps, guys. So if it's not in caps, I'm pretty much flying right past it. Uh, do. Prepper Mimi, what solar generator panels would you recommend a refrigerator combo and a deep freeze? Uh, I'm not the guru on that. Alaska Prepper was just in here. If he's going to do a live stream here in a half an hour, I would go ask him. He's much more knowledgeable about solar than I am. I'm actually talking to people to help me put mine on. I don't know enough about it, so I don't want to give you any bad information. Uh, Happy Mac, what do you think about buying utility stock now and oil? Okay, you got to be. There was an article that came out on natural gas right now that this afternoon that natural gas prices are dropping quickly because supposedly we've got a warm front coming through in February. That they're thinking that we're not going to have as much heat, so or need as much heat. So be very careful on that. I mean, if you're doing it for long term, utility stocks are usually dividend plays. It's the widows and orphans type stuff because utility stock usually pays a nice dividend to it. It's not something buying as a growth vehicle whatsoever. But if you can find something where you're getting 4, 5, 6% dividend out of it, yeah, go for it. But I mean, you're playing it for the dividend payment, not for the growth. And it's not going to move that much. Jules, gas is still 229 here. Yeah, it hasn't gone up in a few days. It was still 215 when I went out today. Foggy Mountain Man, my thoughts on Katie Couric saying Trump supporters need reprogrammed from the Trump cult. Yeah, this is a little bit of my video tomorrow. And basically, the title of the video tomorrow is Know Thy Enemy. There's a big story out that the Trump army, if you will, when Trump's no longer in charge of the U.S. military, that he will be in charge of all the radicalized Trump supporters out here. That we are now domestic terrorists and we are no better than ISIS. That's kind of the propaganda that's being put out there. Okay, and my only comment on all of this is, for a party, the Democrats, that are saying, oh, we want to bring everybody together, inclusion, or, for somebody that's trying to bring the country together, you're sure doing a hell of a good job at, blowing right past any deplorable comment, when you start calling us terrorists, don't see that happening too much. So, yeah, they're trying to play both ends against the middle. Oh, look how compassionate we are to the terrorists. Okay, really? And Katie Couric is a hack. She always has been. Wonderful that you can sleep your way into a career. So, good for her. Yeah, Jules, house prices are sky high, especially with little land. That's the key. People want the land right now. It's not that's why I said they're going to be moving out of the cities because everybody's got an idea real quick about I need food, and food is you can grow a couple of tomato plants on your patio or whatever, but people are trying to get away a little bit more, grow a little bit more food. I think a lot of people have started looking at what happened during World War II, what happened during the Depression, and they kind of see some of that coming along and go, okay, how am I getting ahead of it? So we've all talked about that. Music test, domestic terrorist. Yeah, the government. No, that's what the Democrats are calling Trump supporters. We're domestic terrorists. Okay, they're literally, if you go look it up, that's what the politicians and the news media are starting to call Trump supporters. That's an interesting thought, Jacob. Suspicion all those troops might have something to do with the hack on SolarWinds and FireEye. Interesting thoughts. Hudspeth bug out. My local dollar store was cleaned out of all vegetable seeds. Only flowers left. I was at the dollar store over the weekend. I didn't see any vegetable seeds whatsoever. But when I was at Walmart, when was I at Walmart? Not today. I didn't even look. I guess it was about a week ago. They still had a full display of all their vegetable seeds and all. So M&R Cat. Right now, we need to watch the world, not in country, for clues tomorrow. God bless our servicemen and women who've gone silent attacking the China ships. Yeah, we do need to pay attention to what the rest of the world is doing, because if there's any time for some nefarious action to happen, tomorrow is a perfect opportunity, because everybody will be focused over here and something will come from over there. So that's, yeah, just pay attention to, foreign news. I like I said, I like to watch Sky News out of Australia. I think they do a pretty good job of reporting the facts as opposed to 24/7 opinion stuff. But yeah, keep an eye on the foreign press. I mean, again, it's the news media. What kind of truth you're going to get out of them, even foreign countries? I mean, forget it. You're not. So it's just, nobody knows what to believe anymore. It's so hard to find a reliable source of information. It's almost hopeless. But, so you try to learn what you can, separate the wheat from the chaff. Rip, home sales in your safe little valley towns are booming due to all the people fleeing the cities in the blue states. Yeah. Well, like I said in a video earlier this week, I mean, Tennessee is the number one state for people moving to right now. Texas and Florida are 2 and 3. So fortunately, from what I'm hearing, most of them are moving around Nashville. So it's 4 hours away from me, so I'm good. Because I moved here to get away from people. I don't want a bunch of people around here. They're still buying land around here. Southern Bell teacher, whoever's asking about stocks, look into the tickers seed and MGPI PI and cannabis. I played a little bit in that with Aurora and with ACB. If you're going to gamble with it and you're willing to lose everything, you play the marijuana market, because those things move quick. There's a lot of volatility in those. You can take a bath in them real fast. Indiana Prepper 2. Everyone go to TurboTax, check out the tax estimate. They ask if you got a stimulus. I filled it out with stimulus and without, and it was different. Interesting. Okay. I was going to say I was working on mine, but I haven't got that far where they were asking about the stimulus yet. No, Prepper Mimi, good note there. Family Dollar has veggie seed packs 4 for $1. Hey, if you get them 4 for $1. I don't care if they're not heirloom seeds. Buy 4 or 5 packs of each one of them, and save some for next year and the following year. You've got them that way. I mean, seeds will keep for a few years. Don't have to worry about that. If you can get them that cheap, get them that cheap. What else we got? Lost product, 2 things. 1, Wally World, all ammo, guns, and propane gone. Yeah, around me, there's nothing there. And I've heard countless comments everywhere about propane. Forget it. Number 2, 200,000 flags to replace the crowd that would have been there during the inauguration had it not been Biden. Yeah. I mean, why don't they do what they did in the baseball stadiums this year and just put a bunch of cardboard cutouts? Joe'd feel right at home. Cardboard cutouts have about as much depth as he does. Prepper Mimi, they were heirloom seeds. Wow, yeah, then definitely pick them up. Okay, I've hit the bottom, guys. What do you know? I caught up to y'all. And America First, it'd definitely move up there by you if the fishing was good. If you're talking about up by me, I mean, I live on Norris Lake, okay? I mean, they do the FLW tour here, so the fishing's good here. Yeah, David Williams, don't forget the caravans coming up from Honduras. They're in Guatemala now. I'm hoping that Mexico stops them at the border again. We'll see what happens because, you know, again, it's not like Corona is a United States only problem. Mexico's got it too, and going through there. Mexico is really good about stopping them. Here for the last year or so. Let's hope that Mexico does something. Like I said the other day, it's pretty bad when we got to count on Mexico to protect our border, but literally that's where we are because God knows Biden's not going to do anything about it. Gracie Quinn, let's see. Am I comfortable sharing a little bit about what I do for a living? Yeah, I've said it before. I'm a corporate recruiter. Okay. I mean, company comes in, says we need to hire a bunch of these people. They bring me in. I'm there for 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is. I recruit all their people, find all the people, they hire them on, and then I'm off to the next company somewhere. So whether it's IT or finance or engineering, or like I said, the one I'm doing now is a bunch of salespeople. So it's okay, works for me. Big B prep. Someone said keep your seeds in the freezer. What are your thoughts? You don't have to. Okay, if you put them in a paper envelope, something that can breathe, and put them in a drawer somewhere, as long as they're dry and dark, you're fine. Okay, you don't have to put them in a freezer. Just paper envelope is fine. Just the thing I worry about with the freezer is that you put them in plastic and then the thing can't breathe, and it's you. I don't want to say you could suffocate it, but some people like to. I don't see any need to do it. I got freezers for my food. So, Jared Gray, why the propane shortage? I think that's just for simple reason of people not knowing if they're going to be able to get it. If they close down Keystone Pipeline, that drives the price of propane up. Okay, plus it's wintertime. Plus, everybody doesn't know about what's going to happen with all the rumors of, the power is going to go out, the internet's going to go out. I think there's just a lot of people stocking up on it to just cover themselves at least through the rest of the winter. Southernmost Illinois, do you pressure can? Is it okay to can butter? I'm still learning on canning. I'm doing it. But the best thing I can say about butter is you want to make it into ghee and can it that way. It'll stay, a lot longer and cheaper. But I have seen some people can butter. I've just never done it yet. So we'll see. Eventually I will. CMAX, so no go on the tight sealed plastic containers for the paper seed packets. No, you don't. You don't need to put them. I mean, you're putting them in a bag, obviously to keep yourself organized. But just leave the tip of it cracked open so there's a little bit of air getting into it. Like I said, you don't want to suffocate the seeds. It's why they're in paper plant or paper packages when you buy them, and so the seeds can have some circulation on them. Because otherwise they will just die. Yeah, North Shore. Okay, can unsalted butter, salted comes out grainy. That makes sense. Yeah, Lush product. There's a good point. Talking about kerosene. Now, obviously, it's a different type of fuel and it's a different type of setup. I mean, propane and kerosene can be different. Propane's usually a gas, and kerosene is usually a liquid. But yeah, I mean, kerosene heater would work for you as well. Just if anybody's going out to get any sort of heaters or anything to use in the house as a prep, make sure they are indoor heaters. Okay, you don't want to carbon monoxide yourself to death. Some of these things have to be vented, and opening a door running a heater is pretty much a waste of time. So, make sure whatever you get is indoor rated. We hear stories every year about people that trying to heat the house with the oven, or trying to, use a barbecue grill in the house to heat whatever it is. And, the house burns down, or they die of carbon monoxide poisoning. Yeah, SH, think of seeds as being alive. They need oxygen exchange as every other living thing does. Yep. Southern Belle teacher. Okay. Okay, you say with cannabis, you're up in GW Farm, nearly 200%. Okay, I'm not familiar with what GW Farm is. If you don't like cannabis, look into Scott's Miracle Grow. Yeah, I mean, if there would be something if you want to play a stock. Yeah, okay, I could see that. I mean, I'd want to do a lot more research on it than just the timing, but yeah, I mean, going into spring when more people are going to be buying fertilizer, that would make sense. I mean, there's a timing issue right there that I'd agree with. I can't tell you anything about the fundamentals. I can't tell you anything about the technicals. Like I said, I don't look at it. Brian Kelly, all ready to Boston Tea Party. It might be. It might get there. I mean, again, I've said from the beginning, it's let it come to you guys. You're 90% better off, in a defensive position than you are attacking. Prepper Mimi, thank you for the super chat there. You're starting to see canning supplies hitting store shelves. Okay. I still can't find quart jars. Okay. I just can't. I don't know why. And lids are still tough to find. So, but if you're seeing canning supplies, you're absolutely right. Buy them now because once spring rolls and people plant, they're going to go, oh, when I harvest, I've got to get these. So, you should be grabbing these things anytime you find them right now. I mean, if $10 a case or whatever, don't buy them on Amazon. They still want $50 over there. But you go into Walmart or something like that and see them for $8-10 a case, grab them. Grab one each time you go. It's just another prep. Yeah, Chief. Yeah, if you don't have carbon monoxide detectors, please get one now from the Chief. There you go. As I say, I had one of mine I started beep, 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 about 3 weeks ago or whatever it is. I was like, oh, what are the 3 fast beeps? It's like, oh, it means the thing's shot. Okay, order another one. It was here in 2 days. August Blue, you bought the last bag of 10-10-10 at Walmart. Yeah, that's what I was saying a couple of weeks ago, guys. Okay, everybody's going to be getting all their gardening supplies early. And you're getting the last bag of fertilizer. It's January 19th. Okay, now unless you're down in, I don't know, Florida or southern Texas maybe, or Arizona, I can't see a whole lot growing anywhere else. Sweet savory words, good point. Pinball, tell everyone needs a carbon monoxide detector and a fire extinguisher. Yes, absolutely. Definitely need a CO detector in the house. Mrs. Pinball got me another fire extinguisher for Christmas. I was very happy because you never know, guys. I mean, they're not super expensive. It's $20-25 or something like that. CMAX, don't forget to tell folks to get fertilizers and soils from local landscaping companies for larger garden spaces. Cheaper too. Yeah, if you can buy stuff by bulk, you all heard me talking about getting manure and things like that. I mean, I'm getting it by the truckload, not by the bag load. And, I get a truckload of horse manure for $10. You go to Home Depot or Lowe's, you might get 2 bags of manure for $10. I'm getting a pickup truckload, 2 tractor scoops full. So yeah, certainly look into buying it in bulk. Even if it this will be silly. When you go to Home Depot and they've got the pickup trucks, this is rent this truck for $19.99. It's still cheaper to go rent the truck and get the load bulk and take it home than buy it at Home Depot. Just rent the truck from them if you don't have a truck. Local farmers have fertilizers too. Ask to scrape a 5-gallon bucket off the top. Yep. Sometimes they've got extra, whatever it would be. Jacob asked me, have I read the book 1 Second After? Yes, I have. Actually mentioned it in one of the videos just the other day. I was talking about a couple of points in there. The killing of the 2 kids early on that were the drug dealers, and then the killing of the dogs about 2/3 of the way through. Morning light, don't forget fire extinguishers for car, home, garage, and boat. Fire department may not be available. Like I said once before around here, the running joke is if your house burns down, the fire department will get here to sit there and put out the ashes because the fire department's 20 minutes away. SH, everyone remember your local hardware and feed stores. Yes, your co-ops, whatever would be. Definitely They may be a little bit more expensive, guys, but remember that money stays in your local community. It's not going to Atlanta for Home Depot or whatever it is. I mean, that you buy from the local stores, that money is staying there with somebody in the community. Is you're helping yourself out without even knowing about it. Uh, CMAX Farm and Home has jars and lids right now in Michigan. Okay, for all you Michiganders there. Brian Kelly, stock up on the China goods. The manufacturers coming home. Okay, I try to avoid Chinese goods as much as possible. So that was it. Uh, yeah, fill up your LP tank on a motorhome. Buy it now, won't spoil. One other thing I will tell you guys real quick, if you haven't done it, if you've got gas cans, okay, make sure you're rotating the gas in your gas can. If your car's near empty, go fill out of your gas can and fill up your gas cans with fresh gas now, because I can guarantee you gas prices are going to be going up within a week or so. As soon as the switch goes on there, we're shutting down the Keystone Pipeline, poof, watch it. It would not surprise me whatsoever to see $4 a gallon of gas by the end of the year. Okay, we got time for a couple more. Jason in Virginia, good comment. Build relationships with local sellers. They'll usually cut a deal. Not only with local sellers, build relationships with, I mean, again, if you're in the city, it's a little different. But if you're out in the country or whatever it is, build relationships with that guy that lives two miles down the road, because maybe he's got something that you need, whatever. You see him out in the yard, stop by, say hey, and introduce yourself. Couldn't hurt. Just say, hey, I live up the road. Just wondered if we kind of communicate just in case anything happens. Because out here, 99% of the people are red. Don't worry about it too much. CMAX again. Walmart had everything this week except toys. Their shelves are so bare. Well, with the exception of Christmas, I don't go to the toy aisle, so I don't know. But yeah, in the stores I've been in lately, it's starting to look thin. The shelves are all fronted, but as you walk down the side, it's like, oh, gee, behind there's nothing whatsoever. So yeah, we'll see what happens with all this, but yeah, I'm not overly optimistic about being able to get a whole bunch of stuff that we need in the stores here that long. Yeah, M&R Cat, no kidding. Make Americans sufficient on foreign enemies again. New Democrat slogan. That's about the truth. It's like we keep on. Yeah, there was a great comment I heard. I think it was the Prepared Homestead, I think, and he said, if you live in the city, you've been. You are without, God, now I forgot how he put it. If you're totally dependent on somebody else for something, when that disappears, it's gone. Okay. And he was mentioning food. He says, you live in the city and you're totally dependent on the grocery store for food. If the grocery store is gone, so's your food, and it's kind of how the United States has got with China. We are so dependent on China for everything. When that's gone, we're screwed, because it's not like we can turn around one day and go, poof, manufacturing's here. Let's start spitting out paper shredders or whatever it is. It takes time to build the plants up. So, TJ, no medication at your Walmart, as in prescription, or is like aspirin? That's just crazy. I mean, somebody else told me something about meds the other day, about prescription meds, wasn't able to get them. But if there's none, that's insane. CMAX, buy local, buy USA made. We need them now more than ever. Yeah, I mean, again, and I've said this for 30 years, guys. When you're buying something that's made in the U.S., you're keeping your brothers and sisters working. Okay, I could give a rat's ass if Lin Cho has got a job over in China. Okay, that's the Chinese responsibility to keep her, working, not mine. Jason, my wife asked me today how long we could make it off-grid electric-wise. I told her forever, as long as we had food and water. It's about it. As long as you got food, water, and shelter, the rest of it is all, wants. The needs, food, water, and shelter. The wants are everything else. I mean, if all of a sudden we got no electricity, if EMP goes over the entire world, fine, we're cooking over open flames again. Uh, Jared Gray, have I ever reviewed the LDS preparedness manual? Best I've ever read. I've looked at bits and pieces of it when I lived in Salt Lake, and then a buddy of mine had it. Got me started in a lot of this. Had it, and I kind of glanced through it, but no, I've never read it in any depth. I'm aware of it, but no, I have not. And guys, we are at the top of the hour. So I'll take the last question if somebody's got one real quick, and then we will boogaloo, to use the word there. Yeah, Liberty Offered. If you got one, shoot me an email. I would be interested in that. I'd love to take a look at. I'm assuming you're talking about the LDS preparedness manual. I'd love to go over the whole thing. All right, guys, 'tis 9 o'clock. I know Rudy's coming on. I don't want to cut into his time, so zip over there. I thank everybody for the evening. Have a good one, everybody. Stay home tomorrow. All right, take care.